Hey y'all, welcome back to another movement practice here at Rhythmic Bloom. In this video, we will move through a slow moving practice to establish a sense of ground, connect to the body, and prepare for the full moon in Taurus lunar eclipse. We'll begin our practice by coming into a child's pose, finding your way to the ground, letting the big toes touch, and the hips can sink back onto the heels or maybe onto a block or a bolster or pillows if you'd like to bring the ground up to you. Take a moment to become aware of your breath, feeling the sensations that the breath creates as you inhale and exhale. This is your time to be in your practice. This lunar eclipse may bring up big emotions. Just take this moment to be with your body. We'll slowly begin to shift onto the belly. You can make a pillow with your hands for your head. You can allow one cheek to come down. Just find a comfortable way to be as we lie here together. Inhale, we'll begin to bend the right knee and rolling the ankle in one direction and then the other, warming up the joints and noticing how this feels for you so far. We'll begin to find stillness and then draw a circle with the whole foot, engaging the knee. You might even feel your body begin to rock side to side a little, and we'll go in both directions. Remember to be gentle with yourself before finding stillness. Taking an inhale, begin to reach back with the right hand, finding the right ankle or the pants leg, even using a strap if that feels helpful. And just hug that foot closer toward the glutes, feeling the stretch through the quadriceps, the front of the thigh, maybe even into the hip flexors. Inhale, begin to release the leg back down slowly. Notice the sensations in the right leg, the right side of the body. With your next inhale, we'll begin to bend the knee out to the side, coming into half frog. And if you like, you can also turn the head to face the opposite direction, creating a gentle spinal twist, as well as opening through the hips. Our hips hold a lot of emotion, and again, this Taurus energy can bring up a lot of heavy emotions. But Taurus is also about creativity and living a more lavish lifestyle, knowing that life isn't always about the hard and painful things. This eclipse is to remind us of our wild and intuitive side that lends to our free spiritness. So just continue to be here, opening through the hip, twisting through the spine. And then with your next inhale, begin to return the leg back to meet the left, just feeling your body on the ground. And then we'll switch sides. Left knee will bend. Begin to draw circles with the ankle. Again, awakening the joint, moving in both directions. Finding stillness, and then do the same thing with the whole foot, engaging the knee, maybe feeling your body rocking side to side, and noticing how this side may feel different from the other. Noticing your range of motion and the quality of motion. Finding center. Inhale, begin to reach back with the left hand. Exhale, hugging the heel closer toward the glutes. Feeling that stretch through the front of the hip, the thigh, and continuing to breathe fully and deeply, whatever is best for your body. Next inhale, slowly begin to release the leg down to the ground. We'll begin to bend this knee out to the side, finding half frog on the other side. Your head might turn into the opposite direction, finding that gentle twist and hip opening. As the heart is closer to the ground, this is a moment to awaken to the fruits of your labor while taking care of yourself. Be aware of what's showing up, but not identifying with it. Just allow it to pass. It may provide you with more information and guide you where you're going over this changing journey. How are you changing, and what must you start to see in yourself? Because we're always changing, but as we begin to notice what's happening during that change, we begin to see more of who we are and where we're going. So take one more full breath in and letting it all go before returning everything back to the center. Breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4 or 6. Inhale, the elbows will come up under the shoulders, forearms flat on the ground for Sphinx pose, creating a bit of a heart opener here. Notice how this feels in your spine, but also the front side of the body. In our society, we're told to close off the front side of our body, hide ourselves. How can you be more expressive here in this moment? Accepting who you are and living in your power. Inhale, and on the exhale, begin to lower down to the ground. Bringing the palms up under the shoulders, pressing up to a table, hands and knees. Here, finding that strong foundation, and then shifting into cow and cat. Inhale, allow the belly to release down as the gaze moves up. Exhale to round through the spine, letting the chin tuck toward the chest. Continue at your own pace, noticing what's coming up in your body. Again, this is your practice. If there's something else that you'd like to do, another movement, feel free to bring that into your practice. After that last exhale, come to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes and begin to walk the hands back so you're sitting on the heels, or again, a block or a bolster. But we're just finding a little stretch through the fascia of our feet. And then we'll release back into our table. Feel free to tap the feet, shake out any of that energy from feeling the soles of the feet stretching. We'll shift over to one hip, come to a seat, and slowly come all the way onto the back. As you land, we'll hug the right knee into the chest, extending the left leg long, and then begin to alternate, hugging the left knee in, extending the right leg. Continue at your own pace as we engage the core muscles and also find balance, understanding the duality between the sun and the moon, because this lunar eclipse is about relationships and the opposing forces, which urges us to focus on the peace of Taurus, but also the emotions of Scorpio. Taking about 2 more rounds. With your next breath, you can hug the knees in toward the chest, maybe rocking side to side or just drawing circles with the knees. Noticing any sensations that have come up in the body. Noticing your breath during this time of our practice together. We'll find stillness and then extend the soles of the feet up towards your ceiling or the sky. And just begin to gently rub the legs, maybe creating little circular motions, but just feeling your body, connecting with who you are, where you're going. This is your moment to explore and discover. Maybe you notice that some areas feel tender, some areas feel gentle, some areas may even feel numb, or anywhere in between. You can begin to just focus on the knees, warming them, creating space for them. Maybe you like to roll the ankles. Just finding any movement that feels good for your body. We'll continue here for about 2 to 3 more breaths. Massaging the legs or maybe even moving up to the abdomen. Again, this is just your moment to explore this beautiful being that you are. We'll begin to take the arms out to the side like a cactus. The knees can be bent, the soles of the feet can even be on the ground. In the video, you'll notice that my feet are still lifted off the ground. Just do what's best for your body. We'll all return the soles of the feet to the ground as we prepare for spinal twists. Inhale, lifting the hips to shift them over to the right, lower them down to the ground. Exhale to release the knees to the left. If you have a different variation of twisting, feel free to bring that into your body, whether you cross the legs over each other or the left leg is extended out, right knee hugging in. But feel this moving all the way up through the spine. Next, inhale, coming back to the center. And on an exhale, releasing to the other side. The shoulders are still melting into the ground or into your mat. And your breath is even and fluid. With your next inhale, you can begin to bring the knees back to the center, adjusting the hips. Hug the knees into the chest once more, rocking side to side, massaging the spinal muscles. And then we'll slowly begin to take the knees apart from each other as the soles of the feet come together. You may be able to reach your feet. You may even bring the feet down to the ground and come into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose. Just noticing how this feels to stretch through the inner thighs, the adductors. Notice how it feels for your lower back. With your next exhale, allow the shoulders to settle onto the ground before hugging the knees back in, letting the soles of the feet rest on the ground, and then rolling to one side. Pressing yourself up to a seat. The legs might cross or extend out in front of you. It just depends on what feels best for your hips, your knees. You can even place a block or a bolster up under your hips, giving that space. Just take this moment again to feel the body. I invite you to bring the palms together at the heart into Anjali Mudra as we close out our practice here together. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.